Hello, everyone. Welcome to Couch Co-op, episode 12. I'm Riley, joined by Cal as always. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm all right. I saw Oppenheimer last night. It's a fantastic movie. Exceeded all my expectations.
That's good because a lot of people were worried it was going to bomb in theaters.
That's a good one.
No, that's awesome. I am excited to see it.
Yeah. Actually, it's Christopher Nolan's biggest box office open that hasn't been like an established IP like Batman or whatever. So that's good. But yeah, just to kind of like briefly summarize my thoughts about it with no spoilers, of course. It's yeah, the visuals are outstanding. I tried to get an IMAX seat or like in the theater, but like they're booked up for like weeks. I couldn't get a single one for weeks, so I had to go to a normal one, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I'll just say that like my favorite part is that throughout the entire movie, there's like a bit of, I guess, like a specific sound. It's like feet stomping in like a stadium, and if you like watch the trailers, it's in the trailers too. But and then like at the end, when it comes to that scene where the stomping of the feet in the bleachers actually happens, it's like okay, that was awesome, and yeah, it's well, if you know the story of Oppenheimer, it won't really surprise you, but it's still for me. I didn't know a thing about him really. I know that he was the father of the atomic bomb or whatever, but yeah, I liked it a lot. I probably won't see Barbie though. I just not really interested in that movie, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I don't remember where. Probably on. Um, well, we'll get to where I saw it, but that between Barbie and Oppenheimer, it was box office's biggest week since Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
like by far, by like a big amount.
Yeah.
And so that's good to see because I am actually a huge fan of watching movies in theaters, even though I don't do it as much anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's cool. I'm so excited for it. I wouldn't say I know a lot about Oppenheimer, but I know a little bit. I've when I saw the movie was coming out, I did a little bit of research, and so I'm excited to see how they tell his story.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like, and the supporting characters are awesome. Robert Downey Jr. like
Hmm.
does fantastic in it. Just crazy acting all around. So
Yeah, yeah. Anything with Robert in it, and I would say Cillian too is going to be amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's I mean when I saw that he was the leading role in the movie, like I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be a great movie because he is. I mean I would say I'm pretty biased. I like him a lot. I like everything he's been in, but one of the best actors on stage right now
oh yeah,
of all
definitely.
time. Jeez.
Yeah,
But you're not as excited for Barbie, huh?
not really. No, I I couldn't even tell you what the movie is about. Honestly, like, okay, so I get the hype for it, but and like I'm gonna say this like I had the idea of like meeting up in the middle of where we
Hmm.
live and like doing the whole double feature thing, but that just didn't work out. Anyway, like I think that would be super fun. And last night I saw like a lot of couples. Like the guy was wearing a black suit, the girl was wearing her Barbie outfit. That was super cool to see. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely like a once in a lifetime thing in terms of that. I think like just the experience of doing that is would be awesome, but um yeah, just not just no. Maybe if I had like a girlfriend or something, maybe I'd go see Barbie, but not on my own or yeah. So
Yeah, I've seen some questionable reviews about it. It's not um, all it's cracked up to be. Is kind of what I've heard, but
yeah,
I don't know. I hate reading reviews about movies before I've seen them. So
yeah, Ben Shapiro is kind of getting cooked on the internet right
yeah,
now
I
because
saw.
so yeah. because
Yeah,
he supposedly hates Barbie, and he posted this like 43-minute review about it, just hating
yeah,
on it.
I saw a picture of him. He was standing in front of the movie poster, and he had a his notebook and his paper, and people were making fun of him because they're like, man, he went in the movie, but like he was going into the movie expecting a quiz at the end of it. Like he was expecting to be quizzed on the movie. So
Oh yeah,
uh,
and then to follow up with that, he also posted a video of him like burning a bunch of Barbie dolls in a trash can. So,
yeah, I saw people were just saying, which I mean I tend to agree with. Like if you go into a Barbie movie, like Barbie movies have always been terrible. Like I don't there's never been a live action one, but Barbie movies have always sucked. Coming from somebody who had six sisters, and so I mean I don't know what he was expecting, but yeah,
yeah.
that's funny though. So what out of 100, what would you give Oppenheimer?
Out of 100, okay, that's a um
What gives you a little wiggle room? I mean, we could do out of 10, but
I will give it I will give it 100 sieverts,
yeah.
like a radiation scale. Yeah, so
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I got it now.
100 out of 100. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I
Wow,
I loved it. Yeah. It's great.
that's awesome. That's exciting. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sad your idea didn't work to meet up and watch it, but
No, yeah, man.
that would have been too much.
But next year though, the
Yeah.
new Fast and the Furious movie and the live action Minecraft movie will come out on the same day, so who knows?
I mean, The Rock could star in both of them.
Okay. Jason Momoa is actually.
He's
Jason Momoa is he was like the newest villain character introduced in Fast X, and Jason is supposedly gonna play Steve in the live action Minecraft
what?
movie. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's what I heard. So
Oh, wow. Interesting.
maybe The Rock can play like an Iron Golem or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he could. I mean, The Rock can do whatever he wants,
Oh yeah,
but he better. He would have to be now contractually he couldn't because he can't get punched.
oh that's right.
He's got to look. He's always got to look perfect. So
So yeah, yeah, Oppenheimer's great. Um, no other movies on the horizon for me though. So yeah.
yeah, what would you say? Obviously, without spoilers, was like your favorite aspect of the movie? Like visually, obviously, it was amazing, but like outside of just that, like what was it that made the movie so great for you?
Um, probably well, probably the kind of two things: the performances from everyone, not even just like the main characters, but like RDJ, the guy who played Han Solo in the recent Solo movie, I forget his name, and some other
Hmm.
ones. Yeah, they all just did fantastic, and but like I said before, like the audio, like when you uh like kind of like leading up to it, you hear or like Oppenheimer's having like visions of like what the bomb could look like when it's going off, and it'll play like audio of what that might sound like, like the atoms or whatever bouncing around. It sounds cool, and then like I said, like the stomping is like it like incorporated into the score into a way that it's kind of like a horror movie almost.
Mm.
Especially in that scene where, well, you even see in the trailer where they're like waving the flags and stuff, and like they're doing the whole stomping thing, and then like you said, the visuals, like especially during that, God, that scene is so good. The scene where like Oppenheimer is taking the stand and he's talking to the crowded room, and then it's like while he's talking to the people after the bomb test, and they're all cheering him, then they all go silent as if like he got struck by the bomb, or the people in the room did, or like what would happen if it's kind of the aftermath of what he did there, and that's yeah, it's just exquisitely done. So
Mm,
yeah, fantastic.
awesome. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so pumped.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I am gonna wait for a IMAX seat though.
Yeah, good luck. I've seen people post their pictures on Twitter where they gotta wait until like August 6th at their local at their local theater to get an empty seat.
Let me actually look because I haven't actually. I should have bought a ticket probably like months ago.
No, yeah.
It's probably not. It's probably not going to be pretty. Let's see here.
Have you ever been someone to like choose IMAX over the other
No.
like digital? No.
Honestly, I have not cared enough about like any other movie to really like. I don't think the experience of a movie up leading up to this has been good enough to choose an IMAX.
Hmm.
Maybe like Interstellar, but like I
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that one would be cool, but
Hmm.
yeah, no, not at all. What about you?
I did once actually. The show's favorite actor, The Rock, starring in Black Adam. Actually, I was like, you know what? Why not? I've never been to an IMAX. Let's see how different it is. Me and my mom went, and maybe not the best movie to go see IMAX in, but whatever. I mean, like the audio and like the screen was like massive, man. Like it felt like you were in like an auditorium, like a coliseum watching a movie. It was definitely cool, but yeah, it was Black Adam. So
Would you say it was worth it or like, eh?
uh, I don't know. Maybe if I like saw Black Adam just in like the normal digital theater, maybe that would be like okay. Uh,
Hmm.
but I don't know. If I had to choose any movies out of recent memory to see in IMAX, definitely Oppenheimer. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not seeing any IMAX seats for like at least like 3 weeks out,
wow.
maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, even in the digital seats, it was super hard to find one for my mom and I, and like I had to go at like a time that I never go yesterday at 4:30 p.m. and
Hmm.
like literally every showing possible had like maybe one or two seats spread around there, but of course me and my mom were going together, so we want to sit next to each other. So we had to get that one out of like the entire weekend that had two seats next to each other. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh. Yeah, I'm not. I probably won't be able to do it.
wow.
If
If
I'll
there
be able to wait
was
that long.
if there was one movie that I would have loved to go see an IMAX showing of, it would have been Godzilla versus Kong when that came out, because but like I had just moved here to Arizona where I'm at now, so that wasn't really like uh, on the table for me, because and then at that point I had HBO Max, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna watch it here at my aunt's house. But so that's what happened there. But yeah, I would have loved to watch like a big monster movie like that in IMAX. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Huh. But yeah, I'm super pumped for that one.
Hmm.
So would you say movie of the year? You think?
uh what other movies did I see? Let's see.
I mean, there's Fast X, but
Oh, dude, it was so good. I completely skipped out on it. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I have to think it over about which movies I've seen this year, but I mean, just thinking about it, yeah, I'd say so. I think Cillian's like performance is just like the ticket seller, like the reason to go. So
yeah, yeah, he definitely. I mean, he He is amazing. Yeah, the only other movie I think that could rival it would be Mission Impossible.
Yeah. I heard that Tom Cruise got pissed off about that because Barbie and Oppenheimer like bought all of the IMAX theaters, so like Mission Impossible couldn't get any.
That's funny. Yeah, that's I'm not really seeing much other than that, but a bunch of movies nobody's never heard of.
So here's a little fun question. Have you ever walked out of a movie before?
Have I ever walked out of a movie? No. Well, not not like because I was dissatisfied with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm trying to think what it was. I did walk out of one. Okay, I don't remember what it was, so I won't count that time. There was this one time I went with my cousins and my grandma took us. And my grandma was so sweet. And she picked us up and she's like, let's go watch Star Wars. Because this was when Star Wars Episode 2 came out.
Okay.
And she knew that we were all super pumped to watch it. We all, we would have sleepovers at her house and we would watch Episode 1 because that was the big thing back then. And the pod racing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she picked up, it was me, my brother, and I think two of my cousins. And she gets us there, and we get in, we get sat down, and for whatever reason, it seems like their projector had broken down or something, and it was the only projector going because the movie had been out for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there for an hour, like probably minimum. We sat there for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and she, being the sweet lady she was and being tired, she had kind of like just sat back and rested her eyes. But we were all like youngins. We were all like 8, 9-ish. And so we take off. We're just like roaming the movie theater, which is where you never want to leave kids. And we ended up walking into, I think it was called, I believe it was a movie. It was an old movie. It was an animated movie called Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. I think it was an old like animated movie, and it's like nobody I have ever talked to has ever seen the movie. It was like a one-shot movie that was not very big, but
Mm-hmm.
I think we watched because we would go back and check on the Star Wars theater, and I believe we watched like almost the whole of the animated movie, and then we went back in and we watched Star Wars. So not really like walk out of a movie, but kind of because it wasn't playing for like 2 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
what about you?
Well, I've always kind of been against it because I'm like, I paid to see it, I might as well finish it. But
Right.
there are two times that I actually had to leave a movie theater because I got sick during it. One time, and this was actually the first time I saw a 3D movie. It was Transformers 3: Dark of the Moon, and I just got like super sick. Like I got a headache and I threw up and all this stuff, so I couldn't finish the movie. And then it ended up being like one of my favorite movies ever after that. But so yeah, there was that one, and then actually the Batman, the new one. I got kind of sick. I got like really high blood sugar, and then I just had to leave. So, but luckily that was at like the very end, so I only missed like the last 2 minutes. But and then actually this one, some people might disagree on me with this one because I hear some people like this movie. My mom and I did not. We almost walked out of it. People in our theater did. Like at least two groups of people walked out on this movie. The Northman from last year.
Ooh.
I I hate that movie. I just hate it, dude. Like compared to like other like Viking and Norse mythology stuff I've watched, like it's I just did not like it. It's eh. Yeah, so I just
Yeah,
didn't.
I remember we talked about that. Like
Yeah.
it's been like 2 years or whatever.
Hmm.
But I remember talking about that movie.
Yeah. But yeah, we were there was this one scene and then like me and my mom look at each other we're like, what are we watching? It's the scene where like the main character and his mother kiss each other, and we're like, dude, what is going on here? So, and then actually after that scene, one of the groups walks out, and we're like, I paid for this. I'm not leaving. I'm going to finish it. So that's what I did. I finished it, hated on it, forgot about it. So, yeah, yeah, that's as close to walking out as I could say I've gotten to.
Yeah, I started that movie
Hmm.
because I saw it was streaming somewhere, I don't remember, and I stopped it about like 45 minutes into it, and I was like, this is not a great movie. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not many
that-
movies or shows can get me to stop it like that. I just yeah, I don't know.
yeah, that would be kind of an uncomfortable movie to watch with your mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Hmm.
It's weird. So there's been okay, there's a few things we got to talk about. I don't know which
Yeah.
one to talk about first. Have you seen the deal with Ubisoft?
I know a little bit about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I did a little bit of research into it. And for those who may not know, we here on Couch Co-op, we love hating on studios that make stupid decisions. Formerly, it was Activision, but today the studio of our ire is Ubisoft. And what Ubisoft has been doing is what they, or rather, I think they've been doing it for a while, but what they've been doing quietly, and I guess they I don't know. I saw that there's some law that they're actually abiding by that other companies aren't abiding by. And if you don't log into your account in X amount of days, they will first of all they will delete your games that you've paid for, which is huge. Like, why? Why would you do that? And then second of all, they can just deactivate your account if it hasn't been long enough. But that just, dude, can you imagine? You're like, all right, I'm gonna get back into this. I don't know. What's an Ubisoft game?
For the two people who are playing Far Cry 6.
Yeah, the two people playing Far Cry 6, and you go to log onto your account, and your account's just gone.
Yeah.
You can't. Nope. We deleted your account because you didn't log in within 2 years or whatever it is.
Hmm.
I mean, it just seems like such a poor business choice.
Yeah. So this was like an email that was sent out to someone. Uh, I'm gonna read it off here if you don't mind. So
Yeah, go ahead.
here's a full email that somebody received. Ubisoft account closure due to inactivity, and then it says, "Hello, we notice that you have not been using your Ubisoft account associated with this email address. We have temporarily suspended your inactive Ubisoft account and will be closing it permanently in 30 days in accordance with our terms of use. If
Yeah.
you wish to keep your Ubisoft account, you can cancel its closure by clicking on the cancel button below before this the 30-day deadline." So, yeah.
That
And then
just
And then here's this law that you were talking about, which is like a community note on Twitter. It says, for added context, Ubisoft can be required under certain data protection laws, such as the GDPR, to close inactive accounts if they deem the data no longer necessary for collection. Ubisoft has claimed they don't close accounts that are inactive for less than 4 years.
Mhm.
And then the official Ubisoft account replied to that tweet, "Hey there, we just wanted to chime in that you can avoid the account closure by logging into your account within the 30 days since receiving the email and selecting the cancel account closure link contained in the email. We certainly do not want you to lose access to your games or account, so if you have any difficulties logging in, then please create a support case with us," and then a direction to the Ubisoft help link, which everybody loves customer service and AI customer service, so they just diverted attention to that. And then one one small thing, at Pon, a bunch of numbers. I lost my Ubisoft account, and all the Ubisoft Steam game I bought are now useless. Then of course the Ubisoft support if you let the recover account, please contact us via a ticket. Yeah.
And we all know how well those tickets work.
Oh yeah.
But
2,000
yeah,
quote tweets and nearly 600 likes on that Ubisoft post. So yeah, they are getting what they deserve right now.
that's I mean, that was kind of my concern too, is like people were saying, well, you can still buy the games elsewhere. And it's like, no, you can't. Like, you buy a game on Steam, you still have to have your Ubisoft account to play the game online. Like, this isn't like a little issue. It's like if you play any Ubisoft game, I don't know, maybe like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I don't know. Maybe you can play it offline. So maybe it's not a big deal for that. But I think most of them are live action. Like, you have to be logged into your account to play the games, which is a huge issue. I actually had a personal experience with Ubisoft. Me and my brother would play Rainbow Six Siege together, and fun game. Like, we had a blast on it. We don't play it as much anymore, but I mainly because of this. We hadn't played in about a year. It's been a long time, and we're like, oh, let's jump on. Let's play some Siege. Let's game it up. And we get on there. My brother gets on. I get on there, and my account. So I could log into my account, but my actual my account had been the game had been banned from my account, and I did some research into it, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I'm wondering now, after reading this, it was like oh wow, I wonder if that's what happened. Like, but it hadn't been 4 years, so I don't know. But it's a concerning thing that we pay these big mega corporations a lot of money for their crappy games, and then to find out something like this, it's just so concerning.
And people are pretty much saying stuff like, sounds good, I'll make sure to not buy any Ubisoft products moving forward.
Yeah, this is not the year to piss off consumers, because there's been a lot of that going around. And I saw a comment somewhere, I don't remember where it was, but basically they were saying, like, this is why the death of physical games scares me so much, because you pay for a digital game and it's not yours. Like, you're paying for access to a very limited experience, as we've seen with Warzone 1 or whatever you call it. It's dead. Like, you can't play Warzone anymore
In September.
and so, like, yeah, well, right, but yeah, like, it's effectively dead, and they can do that with anything. So
It's kind of funny that this happened today, actually. Or, well, a few days now. But in the past few days also, it was revealed that there's going to be a WandaVision Steelbook released. It comes with a disc, right?
no
Right?
no
Right, guys?
right Is it not really?
No. It's just an empty case with a bunch of, like, stickers and stuff in it. It's not... It's like the Fallout 76 physical edition. It comes with a cardboard disc and a code to put in on the whichever store you bought it for. So, yeah, it's entirely pointless. People have been like asking for like Blu-ray releases for these like like streaming service shows and movies, and that would be awesome. And they're like, they just smacked us in the face just like this. It's like they keep wanting to push these digital stuff so that I assume so people have like full ownership over it and take it away whenever they want, I suppose. Yep. I can't, obviously I'm not in the industry. I don't know the full reasoning for all of this, but that's just my assumption.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big push in any of the industries, gaming, just entertainment in general, getting the physical copy away from people because it's easier to pirate and distribute that way, which, I mean, I guess would be frustrating if you were trying to make a buck, but this isn't the right way to do it. Like, this, it's so anti-consumer. It just reeks of Bobby Kopak or whatever his name is wanting more money in his pocket. That's all I can think of anymore. I just think of Bobby as a CEO when a company makes a stupid decision that obviously makes them more money and gives us less of a product. I just think of Bobby.
Yeah. And what sucks is that, like, they have XDefiant coming out like right around the corner pretty much, and this is gonna taint their reputation here. So
did you try XDefiant at all?
No. I have no idea if my computer's good enough, and I only have a PlayStation 4 console, so
Oh, okay.
and I think they're still working on the last gen consoles, so I have no idea if I'll even be able to be honest. So,
Yeah, I tried it a little bit for a couple hours. It was good.
hmm
I mean, it was. I mean, I would say it's more like Call of Duty used to be. The Call of Duties people liked, and everyone seemed to really like it. So,
yeah,
yeah, that is disappointing. I think. I mean, sure for a live action game that you don't actually pay for, that's free. That's okay, I guess.
hmm
But what are they going to want you to do once you get into the game? They're going to want you to buy stuff.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyways, bad job, Ubisoft. Do better.
hmm True.
So should we get to the big bird in the room?
Which one is that?
No, the bird that's dead.
The bird that's dead.
X.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'd
So
stupid decision after stupid. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
no. So I mean, I was just gonna say, I had a better segue plan, but I butchered it. Like speaking of thing companies that are killing their product, let's talk about X. It just I like I said before we started, I was just reading comments, Twitter comments, sorry, X comments. I was reading X's,
Uh-huh.
and it just sometimes rebranding makes sense, and then sometimes it's just like, what,
Mm-hmm.
what, like I
Yeah.
don't know, like going from one of the most well-known, and sorry, I'll get to the explanation of what's happening. I guess I should do that first. So for all those who don't know, the CEO of Twitter, and I don't remember her name because it's not Elon anymore, announced today, I think it was today, that Twitter is no longer going to be Twitter. They're going to be X.
Mm-hmm.
To go to Twitter, it's going to be x.com and everything is X. The bird is dead. The logo is now just going to be a yellow X,
Yeah.
and people are upset about it.
Yeah. Tweets are gonna be called X.
Yep.
X videos, X
X video.
messages. Yeah.
Which like you could I mean I know like that's like Elon. I mean I guess I don't actually know the history of X.
hmm
X with like Elon, but like I don't understand why everything is X. I guess it's like SpaceX. So I don't know why they didn't do like Twitter X, but
hmm
so basically what I understand is they're trying to build an ecosystem where everything is X. Like there will be X banks and X apps, and you'll X people for money, and you'll X this and you'll X that, and like I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't really know what to say about it because it just seems like such a going from what I was starting to say earlier, going from one of the best known brands in social media, probably, well, besides YouTube, probably the best that most people are on, that most people interact with. Maybe Instagram's in there, I don't know, but going from one of the most well-known platforms, which is Twitter, to X just seems like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Um. Yeah. So going off that last part, it's stupid when you take something as like like Twitter is like iconic. The blue bird is iconic. That's what people know Twitter for, not X. It's you tweet things.
Oh, you X things.
Oh boy.
Send me an X.
So I'd like imagine if I don't know, Facebook turned it to like butt screen or something, and then you just it just takes away a part of what that was. And like in my opinion, like if you take away that like little bird and put an X there, that's like corporatization 101, man. So I mean, of course, not that it hasn't been far from that recently since Elon got it, especially. But oh, which by the way, I don't think we covered yet. Non-Twitter Blue members will now be limited to the amount of DMs that they can send. So
I did not know that.
yeah,
Oh,
that's another thing that was let out a few days ago.
oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. It just I mean I really don't know what to say other than like what? Like it just the direction Twitter has gone, I think, I mean, this is probably controversial, but according to like statistics I've seen, more people are using Twitter. I think unbanning certain people is okay. You know, I think the direction in Twitter up to a certain point was okay. You know, like allowing more free speech on the platform was a good thing. You know, allowing people to say, I'm a big fan of letting people say not terrible things, like some things shouldn't be said, you know, but in general, let people say what they are going to say and then let everyone else decide, you know, like you're going to dumb enough to put something in a tweet that's terrible, like people are going to know about it forever. It's kind of how I feel. So like I don't think everything has been terrible, but this just seems like, you know, going with the starting when he bought it with Twitter Blue or whatever, you know, the check marks, like that pissed everybody off. And then, you know, I mean we can name thing after thing that he's done, but this is the one that's really getting me. Like I do not understand taking like brand recognition is everything. Like, you know, YouTube. That's like YouTube changing their name and their logo to Z
Yeah.
or, you know, U. But I guess it's kind of YouTube, but you know, T. It's like, what's T? You know, like where did Twitter go? You know, it's just, you know, it's like taking, I don't know, it's like Call of Duty not being Call of Duty, but you change up the logo, you change up the name, and then you make people pay for more of the features that are already in Call of Duty, which is kind of what they've been doing. But, you know, it's stupid, man.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It's a brain dead move in my opinion. I don't get it.
It is. Yeah.
Like I have tried since I found out about it earlier today, I have tried to think of like a positive direction for it. I always try to look at like, okay, maybe they're trying to do this. Like Call of Duty. I hate it, but I know what they're doing. They're making a buttload of cash off of the microtransactions. I understand it. I hate it, but I understand it. You know, they don't want to spend as much time developing like new maps and stuff. I get it. Like it's money thing. But like this just doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. Other than, you know, creating that ecosystem that Elon wants.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it is a lot like Call of Duty in that way, how they're trying to bring everything together. Like the menus in the games look the same, and I'm sure Twitter will be that same way with other things that Elon has or whatever. Like you know, everything is X now. So yeah,
Yeah, and I mean I think that's the general idea, and people will get over it, I guess. And if they want to go use Instagram threads or whatever, I guess they can do that. But which I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's any good options right now.
yeah. Honestly, maybe that's a good thing. Get everyone off social media, and then like half their social problems will just go away.
You know, it's that's true. I had to laugh because the was it last week? I think it was maybe it was 2 weeks ago. We talked about the rate limit for tweets.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. But I had to laugh because since then I'd been looking into it more and I'd seen some of the replies, and you know, love him or hate him, but Elon's got some zingers. And I saw somebody complaining about, you know, the rate limit, and Elon just said, go outside, touch grass. And I was like, I mean, yeah, go do it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, we would people need to spend a little less time on Twitter complaining about stuff. So
yeah.
it's probably not the worst thing in the world that it's going downhill.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah. So our What do you got next?
Um,
I don't want to jump. I have a question for you, but I don't want to like override if you were going to segue into it.
oh, sure, yeah, I'll do what so we've talked about the flat Earth quite a bit here on the channel. So I not a couple years ago I joined a Facebook group called the official Flat Earth and Globe Discussion, and I got kicked from it because I was making fun of flat earthers and posting like flat brain memes and stuff. And well, a couple years go by. I try to look it up. It's not there anymore, or either I'm still blocked and I just can't see it. But I joined a different one a few days ago, or like last week, and I just want to go over some of the posts that I saw on there, and we're gonna look through these together, and we are gonna start with the rules. So, number one, no trolling. Number two, no promotions or spam. Number three, no hate speech. Okay, so far pretty good. Number four, respect everyone's privacy. Number five, sensible debate only. You will see a lot of the opposite in this group. Number six, in all caps, do not spam the group constantly. uh, the description says flooding the group with posts continually to try and prove a point will result in a warning. If the warning is ignored, the person in question will be insta-banned. Number seven, member posts. Accounts can only post when they are 12 months old. This has been a necessary report and, not making, not, having bots or whatever in there. And number eight, put simply, no idiots. If you're a complete idiot and find yourself muted, suspended, or even banned, try not to be an idiot. Number nine, the last one, no challenger deniers. No posts claiming this disaster did not happen, or posts claiming they're still alive. It's a blatant lack of respect and can result in suspension or ban of the poster. And trust me, there are a lot of people saying that, Kennedy was assassinated by the Clintons, whatever. Just a ton of that. And I want to put this up on the screen. This is going to, blow your mind. Someone posted a map of the flat Earth, and it is like, if you, I posted these in the images section, by the way, of our server, if you have those open or not.
Okay, let me pull them up.
It is titled "The World Beyond the Ice Wall." So beyond the ice wall, we have the frozen wastes. That's where the Ice King is. The walls of Asgard. That's where the Norse gods are. The scorched wastes, that's outside the maze, like the Maze Runner. And the abyssal ocean, that's where Godzilla is, obviously. And on the map, actually before that, there's Atlantis. It just says Odin, I don't know. Okay. And a bunch of other things that I can't read. There are multiple ice walls. Okay. There is a thin ice wall, and then it looks like there's like other ones around that, I suppose. And then there's our tiny little world, but there's all of this space around us like an eye. So yeah, that's what the flat Earth is. And yeah, I'll put that up on the screen. But so someone posted kind of a I don't know, a sciencey in quotes post on the flat Earth page. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but someone replied to it saying, "Way to confuse people, shill. Stop mixing your lies into facts disc shaped. No flat earther has said. You need to get off Google, of course, because these guys think that Google is ran by yeah." Someone replied to that saying, "Ohio, and regardless of your indoctrination, sea level alone proves flat Earth. So save your breath and don't spew your heliocentric theory pseudoscience about level and flat." And yeah, I'll just have to post. So yeah, another post. Sorry if it's kind of messy. Yeah. So
No, you're good. I think it's great. I love this.
Another post, is in Kelly. He is a top contributor of the Flat Earth Facebook page. Apparently, he has a badge for it. The irony of the Flat Earth pages is that it appears that most of their members believe in the round Earth, apparently oblivious that those who now believe in the Flat Earth once believed as them, as all were programmed to believe in the round Earth narrative from early childhood with the globe Earth in our classrooms. So they already know the story, but found overwhelming evidence to believe otherwise. We were gifted the ability to reason for a reason, so use it. The earth is as flat and stationary as it appears. Our senses aren't lying to us. Sit back and enjoy your level cup of tea. 14 likes, 76 replies on that one. um, okay, so this one must have come from a post about fossil fuels, and this guy's saying methane from cows sucked down by giant fans compressed into what is thought to be fossil fuels. Magma is a byproduct, duh. And then this one, a guy replies to him who is also a top contributor. Volcanoes are giant cow pies. I knew it. um, another top contributor. No, that's what Globers think flat earthers see because Globers think they can see 93 million miles because they think they have superpower eyes. Snipers regularly killed opponents half a mile away in the dark because they lit a cigarette. You can definitely see our star millions of miles away. The others are light years off. Someone asking how far they can see, someone calling it rubbish. Yeah, that's just a handful of them that I found while I was scrolling through one afternoon. So, yeah, a lot of smart individuals there, and just a lot of nonsense, dude. Like this whole thing about trying to measure the Earth and dividing by all these stupid numbers, and it's, ugh, it's too much. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there.
You sent one more, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to point it out. Were you gonna show the Isaac Newton one?
You can go through that one.
That one is okay. I'm just gonna quickly go over it. So it's a meme format, and it shows a picture of Sir Isaac Newton, and it shows some facts about what he did. And it said the Earth supposedly revolves around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. Earth axis tilts at 66.6 degrees. I guess that would be. The polar circles are located near the poles of the Earth at 66.6 degrees north and south latitude. A sphere had a 2/3 or a 666 rate of, and you guys can see where this is going, curvature for applied measurement increment. And then it's at the very bottom, it says Isaac Newton invented the farce of gravity in 1666. And the 666 is circled in red.
Oh yeah, man. Still love the
That
globe,
is
guys.
you got to hand it to them though. Like somebody went through and they found all that. Like maybe, no, there's nothing to it, but oh my gosh, dude. Do you ever wonder, I've thought this before, do you ever wonder if conspiracy theories are actually started by super smart people? And this is a conspiracy theory in itself, but do you ever wonder if they're started by super smart people that want a way to identify all the really crazy and unstable people in a population? So they start spreading around all these rumors or conspiracy theories, and then they make it look like they're trying to cover them up when really they're like pushing them out on social media. So all these crazy people are like, no, the world is flat, man.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I don't know. Those are some shower thoughts I have, dude, because I just like that meme right there. It is a meme. Well, I don't know. I think it's serious, but it could be a meme. But like somebody went through and found all those facts. And obviously, if all those numbers match up at 666, then Isaac Newton invented the farce of gravity, and it's associated with the devil. So really, what they're saying is the devil created the round earth theory, and he's just trying to keep us from reaching Odin out on the very far reaches of what we know to be the map. So
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll come back week after week with more stupid posts because there's just so many of them to go over there. Yeah. So that's
you
all I
know,
got.
I think this is a great segment, dude. We should see how many of these groups we can infiltrate
Oh yeah.
and just yeah. We should no, you know what we should do is we should speed run getting kicked out of these groups.
Yeah. You could probably get kicked out in the sign up process because if you try to join this Facebook group, you have to do like a little questionnaire. Are you a Glober or do you believe in the flat Earth or neither? Whatever. Um,
Really?
so yeah, maybe you can just put like something stupid in there, and then they'll just be like, "No, stay away." So, but no, it'd be more fun to get in there and then mess with people. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, that's fun, dude.
Hmm. We'll come back next week with more life changing facts for y'all.
But yeah, that's the one I was hoping you were going to next because I was so excited to talk about that.
Hmm.
Oh. So another sorry, did you have something?
Not good.
Okay. Another thing I've been seeing on the rise lately, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but I saw that it's going crazy. And this is a kind of a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I don't believe it's that much of a conspiracy theory
Hmm.
that a lot of the big Twitch and YouTube stars and I guess Kickstars are it's always been a thing, but I haven't seen much of it for a few years. But it's coming back into popularity, the CS:GO knives. Have you seen any of those clips going around?
Yeah, I saw the doc get his. Yeah, that's about it though.
Yeah, the doc got like a I saw that he got it and then he posted a video or a tweet or something saying that people were wanting to pay $100,000 for it and he said
Hmm.
no.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where he got his idea for his game.
Yeah, maybe.
But but yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I've seen people accuse, and I don't know, I don't think it would be too far fetched to assume that something like this is going on. Like, uh, is it Valve? I don't know who actually make the studio that makes CS:GO, but people are
Hmm.
claiming that the studio that makes CS:GO will reach out to these big YouTubers and Twitch stars, and they they coordinate with them and they rig the cases in their favor.
Hmm.
And so basically they'll say like, yeah, just keep going and eventually, we'll give you X amount of cases and eventually you'll get a knife and then we'll get all these people that want to get into it and I not obviously not accusing anyone here, but I think it is kind of fishy, if the statistics show that it's so unlikely to get one of these knives because I looked the one of the cheapest knives on the store or the website is like $100 and they go way up to I think the most expensive one is like $2 million.
Jeez.
So like if it truly is that rare, why are we just now all of a sudden seeing so many people get these massive, well, they're not massive, but these really super expensive knives? I
Well,
don't know. What do you think?
yeah, I mean that makes sense because people accused, content creators of Call of Duty doing that back in the day when loot
Mhm.
boxes were a thing. Because, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? These people will be like flown out to their studio or whatever to play the new game, and then they'd be paid by the studio and company, and then they'd be like forced to. Well, of course not forced, but they would open these loot boxes up on stream, and then they complain about them constantly. Would they still be opening them and promoting it? So I mean, I don't know. It could be, but I don't understand why. Like, I don't really know like the lead up to like Doctor Disrespect like wanting to do that, but it does seem like out of nowhere and kind of sudden. So I mean,
Right.
yeah, you could be right.
Well, and he also not. I mean, I guess I'm kind of throwing a shot at Doc, but I love the Doc.
Hmm.
But he was. I saw him. He commented on a video of Tim the Tap Man's because Tim had just opened up a knife and Doc said something like, oh, watch here, this is where they're telling him that he's gonna get a knife. Watch here. Yep. Tim, open one more case and here comes your knife. Basically memeing about the whole theory, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe there's no credence to it, but either way, whether it is or not, like it's a pretty it's a predatory feature in a game, and it makes them millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say, like, not to get too preachy here, but these things, like your skin in Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever, like they only last for so long. Like nothing bothers me more and scares me more than when I see that people are spending, like you've seen the videos, just like I have, I'm sure, that a kid spent like thousands of dollars of their parents' bank account trying to get this Fortnite skin or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
And I see this is no different. Like it just, it's such a predatory thing, and I don't want to get too down the rabbit hole here, but anyways, kind of lost myself there because I hate the practice so much. But my main point is it would be interesting to see the actual statistics on a regular person opening cases and a streamer opening cases.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure somebody out there with enough money and time could figure it out, but
Oh yeah, those not a good system. They've been somewhat regulated over the years, but games like Diablo Immortal have found a way around it. God, I wish we were able to talk about that game during its prime, man. That would have been so much fun because that game just got worse and worse and worse, and like the loot boxes were just crazy in that one. But yeah, I did fall for it a few times, especially in Black Ops 3. I definitely spent some money on it, but like after that game, I just never did. I just kind of knew that like it is just a waste of money. It's kind of back to like the streaming thing, or even with Ubisoft and even Warzone 1, like they're just gonna be like gone and useless in a few years. So
yep.
unless it's CS:GO, that game seems to be chugging right along, I suppose. So
yeah, it's still to this day one of the most played games on Steam.
mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. So
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, I mean, I think we all kind of, because it's a game, right, that you really want to play, like Black Ops 3 back in the day, whatever. You're like, oh, I gotta get all these weapons, I gotta get these skins and everything. But yeah, it's definitely a trap. And I mean, I think another conspiracy I've heard online, which I don't think is too far off, is that it's just conditioning to get kids into gambling earlier.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
anyways, but then by that same regard, you can look at Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Magic the Gathering the same way. Like anytime you tie a value to it, people are gonna like go crazy about it. So
Yeah, it's a lot like what certain people think that like the school system does. Like they show you Bill Nye the Lying Guy in science class, and the Earth is a globe. This is how smoke is produced. This is how water is made, and then it's all fake, of course, because
it's the methane. It's all the methane being sucked down by giant fans.
Yeah. So, well, why wouldn't it be? Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. But what else you got for us?
Yeah, I have a question. So, if you were, when was the last time or the most eventful time, I guess any time, you had to visit the emergency room, and why?
All right. So this is actually a good story.
Okay.
So, knock on wood, I have only actually been to the emergency room for myself one time. When I was 12 years old, it was crazy because it was out of the blue. And I hope by telling this story, maybe somebody will listen and be like, oh, that's good information to store in my brain. because I actually really almost died. Like I was probably, a day or so away from death because what happened was I remember me and my friends, we were playing probably Halo back in the day, and I just got the worst stomach ache of my life. And I thought that's all it was. I just got the worst stomach ache. And so like I kind of just plugged through it the rest of the day. And then the next day I woke up expecting to feel better and it wasn't. And I was in excruciating pain and like I couldn't eat and it got really bad. But like that next day, like I had no desire to eat, no desire to drink. And I got to where like I was just like I couldn't walk standing straight up. Like I was just hunched over. Like I just like it was like my stomach had exploded inside of me. And so my mom rushes me that next day. She rushes me to I grew up in a smaller town and there was a clinic and it wasn't actually a doctor. It was a PA, a physician's assistant. And I no malice towards him because he was doing his best. But, we get in there and he's like, my mom kind of tells him what's going on because I can't really talk at this point. And I'm like just in so much pain. I'm just kind of like writhing basically on the floor, like just kind of like leaned over in my chair, just like in the fetal position. And he's like, this just sounds like gas. Like, have you gone to the bathroom? Like, I think this is gas. And I'm just like, dude, I'm going to punch you in the face because this is not gas. Like, I do not have to fart right now. I'm sorry. And so we go a couple more days and my mom, like, nothing was getting better and I was getting worse. And I'm trying to remember timeline here. I think it had been around 3 or 4 days at this point. And like, I'm starting to lose weight. Like by the end of this, I think I had lost, and I wasn't a very big kid anyways. I think I was sitting at around like 100 pounds, but by the end of this, I was at like 70 pounds. I ended up losing about 30 pounds. I was a literal skeleton. My mom takes me back in and it was like right before the weekend. And that's when my mom was like, we better get him in before, we can't get him seen for a few more days. And we saw the same guy because unfortunately he was the only physician in town. And he said the same thing. He's like, no, dude, you just got gas. Like, have you still not gone to the bathroom? And I'm like, no. But to be fair to him, I hadn't. Like, I couldn't. Like, but I wasn't eating. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't going to the bathroom. Nothing. Like, I was literally dying. And so I went home and I remembered, like, I just passed out. And, like, I remember my mom came in and woke me up because she thought, and I really was dying. Like, she's like, we have to get you out of this bed. We have to get you up. We have to get you moving because, like, we do not know what's wrong with you. They say it's fine. They say it's just gas, but like, we don't believe that. It's, it's BS. And I just remember my mom telling me that, like, we don't know what to do. We have to keep you moving. Like, we're worried you're going to die. And it was such a surreal moment as a kid because I felt like I was okay with, like, I had accepted it because I was like, the doctor doesn't know what's wrong with me. Like, I guess I'm just going to die. And so, but then my dad, for whatever reason, he had been talking to my grandma, the same grandma that took me to Star Wars, actually. And she's like, that sounds like it's his appendix. Like, that sounds like his appendix is ruptured. And my dad's like, oh, okay. And she's like, well, do you not remember? Like, your brother, so my uncles, when they were around his age, they had the same thing. Like, their appendix had ruptured. And so my dad, he went home and he rushed me to a kind of a family doc that we've known for our entire lives. He was our family practitioner for a long time, but he moved from our hometown to about an hour away, which is why we didn't go there originally. Anyways, we go in and within like a minute, he's like, oh yeah, your appendix is burst. Like, I'm gonna schedule an OR. Like, we got to get you in there. So he rushed me over to the hospital and I had the procedure done. My appendix had completely ruptured. My body was going septic, so infection throughout my entire body. And yeah, like, I don't know timeline wise, but I was like I was at the tail end of probably where they could have actually saved my life. And, I'm grateful that one, my dad had talked to my grandma, and two, for modern medicine. But yeah, it's a scary thing. And so I ended up being I think I was in the hospital for about a week, and I came out just looking like a movie where there's a dungeon. People have been chained up in the dungeon for like a year,
yeah.
and that's what I felt like. That's what I looked like, dude. I was literal skin and bones. So anyways, things are good. They cleaned up whatever had happened inside of me. I don't have an appendix, which I think is a pretty common thing. But just saying that, so like if anybody actually watches and has ever had that or starts to have those symptoms, that's not offering advice, obviously, but it's a scary thing to not know what's going on in your body and going to a medical professional that couldn't, no malice to the guy, but that couldn't figure that out was kind of scary. So,
Mm-hmm. Did they
anyway,
did they figure out like what caused it?
I don't think they actually know what causes it. The appendix, it's just kind of there on your, I think it's your small intestine.
Hmm.
Maybe it's your large. I can't remember, but it's not really necessary. It doesn't really, as far as modern medicine knows, it doesn't serve a purpose.
Okay.
And so it just kind of, sometimes it will just get infected and then it just kind of will swell and then it kind of explodes. But then you have all the, the stuff going through your intestines that enters your body, which kind of, it makes you sick and then you can die from it. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways.
Did it have any like lasting effects on your body at all, or didn't really notice anything? No.
No, it's normally they catch it a lot faster than that.
Hmm.
Like I should have gone to the hospital probably that first day because it is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Not procedure, but like a condition that you can have. So,
Hmm.
but anyway, but that was the biggest thing that my dad told my grandma that like helped her like realize what was going on is I couldn't stand up straight. She's like, oh, that just sounds like it's his appendix.
Hmm.
She was right. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so scary thing, but made it through it.
Hmm.
What about you?
Um. Growing up, I was a relatively healthy kid. I pretty much stayed inside. Didn't really do a whole lot. Like, didn't do a lot of sports, nothing like that. So I didn't really end up in the hospital a lot, except for normal checkups. The only time that I did end up in the emergency room I'm pretty sure it's the only time, um, was last February. So February of 2022. Um, let's see, like on the around the 18th of February, I went to the hospital. But about 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, I started getting a dry mouth, and my vision started getting like super blurry and kind of fuzzy. And at that point, I started taking actually no, I didn't take it yet. So no, no, that doesn't make any sense. Um, so yeah, it progressively got worse and worse. My vision in my dry mouth, and I started to like just drink a ton of anything that I could get my hands on, soda, juice, water. Just I was literally drinking like gallons of juice and water a day and night, and I have to get up and use the bathroom like 7 8 times a night at that point. Um, so a couple weeks go by. It's about the 18th or whatever, and I am like lying in bed, and I tell my mom I cannot go into work today. I am like just kind of like what what you were saying. I couldn't stand up straight. I was just super tired. I could barely communicate. I couldn't do anything. So this was at around 8 a.m. in the morning, and my mom calls like the local walk-in clinic to see how long it would be, to see how long it would be. They're like, yeah, I come back in 2 hours. So we wait another 2 hours. We go there. I sit there. I feel like a drunk person because I cannot like I can barely walk on my own. I have to use my arm with my mom to walk at that point. And so I'm just like sitting in this uncomfortable chair, leaning over this chair in front of me, and I'm breathing so heavy, and all these people in the room are looking at me. And another 2 hours go by, sitting in the waiting room, and I finally get back there, and they're like, so what's going on? I said, I don't know. Can you please do some tests or something? They they take my blood sugar. They do a blood sugar test. You know, they take a little device and they take some blood off the tip of your finger, and
Hmm.
they do a test. After a few minutes, they come back. They're like, "Is he diabetic?" I'm like, no, no. And they're like, okay, well, you need to go to the hospital right now because your blood sugar is like unreadable. Like at that point, it was like 600 plus. They couldn't read it. So I had I had gone to the emergency room, and I could barely walk at that point. Like it I was like, if you like hear about like what diabetes does, you like slip into a coma and die, and like that. I was like right about to cross that bridge, and but they get me all hooked up with IVs, and they start pumping insulin in me, and then they give me the talk. You're like, you're a diabetic now, type 1 diabetic. So that they don't know what caused it. My pancreas just stopped working. No more, you know, uh, um, I guess self-made insulin for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got this big packet just to look through. And yeah, it's just a very like cathartic experience for me, because beforehand I was like, I, I hope I'm not the only person who thought this, but beforehand I thought like diabetes was kind of associated with bigger people. So I'm like, I don't even know what that disease is or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. Whatever. So, and then it happened to me, and I'm like, okay, that's quite strange. So yeah, I ended up staying there for like 2 or 3 days. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My dad drove down here right away, with him and his wife's dogs and my little sister, so that made it a bit better. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's pretty
Oh,
much it.
that's scary. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's probably a dumb question, but somebody who doesn't have type 1 diabetes, how has that changed your life?
Um. Well, to be honest, like the first year or so, I didn't really take it that seriously. Which, I mean, it's definitely something that you want to take seriously, because you could go blind, have liver failure, all this, you
Lose a
know.
leg, lose an
Yeah,
arm. Yeah.
yeah. So, um, I've changed that up a bit. I was supposed to see like a diabetic doctor like 2 months after I got diagnosed, an endocrinologist, but there were so many roadblocks in the way that like I got referred to one, and I would call them and I'd pick up the phone, and it would sound like the phone that I picked up was on the opposite end of the room, and there were people talking on another end of the room. So like it was just like an echo of a room that I was picking up, and then I'll get referred like 2 or 3 more before, not even like a week ago, I finally got to see one like a year and a half later. So it's been,
Wow.
yeah, it's been a bit rough, but um yeah, it's like now at this point I have to take like, well now I have to take at least 4 shots a day, and your injection sites run out quickly when you're doing it that much, and more so if your blood sugar is high, because you have to take more if it gets high. So there's
Right.
that. But yeah, I've completely stopped drinking like caffeinated drinks, no soda, no energy drinks, no coffee, nothing like that. Um, no vitamins or anything like that either. I noticed that kind of drives my blood sugar up in the morning. So no vitamins, nothing like that. Just pure raw human will, force of nature, energy. No like outside, things like that. I still eat out like like 2 or 3 times a week, but that's been like cut in half since it was like even just a couple months ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been uh somewhat easy like the first year, and it's probably gonna bite me in the ass later. So yeah, but it kind of depresses me a bit. So but now I'm trying to change it up actually. So I have a new regimen that I'm on. So hopefully that changes up quickly.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
good. Well, I'm glad you caught it because that's a scary one.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot, but I know that's pretty rare to have type 1 diabetes at that age, from what
mm,
I know. Like typically, I think the pancreas will fail when when kids are like 8 or 9, maybe around 10. So
mm,
that's pretty rare. That's scary, dude.
yeah. I was I was 18 at the time. It was actually
Hmm.
like a week before my birthday is when that happened. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Did it? Did you? Did it happen like all at once, or was it just like one day it hit you, or did you notice anything before?
Yeah, like the dry mouth and constant drinking
Mm.
liquids for like the first couple weeks, and then but like I didn't feel like I was gonna, literally die and pass out until that morning. Then I'm like, take me in. I don't know what's wrong. It's not
Yeah.
getting better. So, um my initial thought after it was all over, because like between when I first got symptoms and I went to the hospital, I started Accutane. That's a, a pill that you take twice a day to get rid of acne. I had terrible acne, like I got scars on my face because of it, and that causes just a ton of stuff. My doctor was like reading just the laundry list of side effects, and I'm like, dude, I do not care. This has destroyed my like teenage life. I want it gone, and
Hmm.
I'm glad it is. And I don't think that it caused my diabetes. Maybe it like accelerated it a bit because I didn't, I started Accutane about a week after my symptoms set in. So I don't think that's what caused it, but maybe it didn't help. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're all right.
Oh yeah. You too.
Yeah. Thanks. So,
All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to go over, or is
I don't think so. I think
okay?
that pretty sums up what happened this week in the
Yeah.
world.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.